Okay, so here we're entering the cuddy cabin. Again, the orange color is overwhelming, but that's one of the things that I'm going to change. I'll be redoing all the seats and upholstery. The nice fur ceiling is just lovely. Apparently there was a leak in this corner because it's discolored. Some custom wiring. Have to take care of that. Locker up front and around to the other side. Oh, the charcoal, that is just a moisture absorbing item. Keeps it from getting too musty in here. And they had a trash can and a little porta potty there. So that is pretty much it for the cabin. Well, I guess I can show you this over here. It does have a radio and a few switches that are unlabeled, and I haven't figured out what they go to yet, but that's a task for another day. But the woodwork is in nice shape. Certainly dirty, needs to be cleaned, but that's pretty much what we're starting with. So as we're going back out, I told you that the whole floor is soft, and probably the best place to show this is right here. I don't know if you can see this, but it's the whole floor is flexing. It's actually pulled away from the woodwork there. It's soft. It's had some moisture in it. There's a cover on it when I got it, but there were some leaks, and just from time and moisture, the whole floor is soft. So when the floor is soft, that pretty much guarantees that your stringers are soft as well. I've bored some test holes, and I think I've pretty well convinced myself that we're going to take the whole deck off and plan on doing the stringers as well. That's just what you get with a 40-year-old boat. So the biggest complaint I have is with a boat this size, it really is configured for 3 or 4 people. You got your captain's and passenger seat up front, and then just the engine cover. So maybe you put 2 people back there. It's not a very comfortable ride. So one of the big things I want to do is reconfigure the seating for 7 or 8 people. Certainly more than what it's got. I'm already planned for new pedestals and front seats. The front seats are going to be swivel, and they're going to raise up and down automatically, motorized. I've got some jacks and windshield wiper motors that I'm going to make all that from. The engine cover is going to be redone, a little bit nicer than what's there, and then I'm going to be putting L-shaped seats, 2 of them on either side there, and they will be running on tracks in the floor, and they'll be able to move forward and back. So when you're water skiing, you want to bring the weight forward. There'll be coolers inside the seat boxes, give a lot more flexibility and seating than is there. One thing you notice, that the only thing between you and the sound of a Chevy 350 is curtains. I can't imagine how loud this is, but it would certainly have to be so loud that you couldn't have a conversation, especially if you're making any kind of time. And the last thing I will show you is the engine itself. It hasn't been running a number of years now. I have no reason to believe it won't fire up. I was able to turn it over by hand, and it was very easy to do. I pulled the spark plugs None of them are fouled badly. So I don't see that that's going to be a big problem. My biggest concerns are, like any marine engine, is the cooling. The risers on the exhaust manifolds, they tend to rust out, and I may end up having to replace them. I'll take a look at that as I get into that part of the project. So the other aspect is the outdrive. You might have noticed when I showed that it's badly pitted. I don't know what that's from. If it was a salt, it's never been in salt water, and so I'm wondering if maybe there was a stray current, bad ground, that's causing that electrolysis. So that might be something else on my to-do list. Okay, so that's pretty much how I got to have the boat, and a little tour around it. Now what am I going to do? Well, most of the time from when we got it last January till now has been spent planning. Haven't done a lot of doing, a lot of planning. So I've got two major things to accomplish. The first is to learn how to fiberglass. A technical guy by nature. I've done some fiberglassing as a kid on race cars, but that was a long time ago, and this, I really want to know how to do it and do it right. It's expensive, it's dirty, it's messy. You don't want to do this twice. So I set out to learn as much as I could about fiberglassing from, where else? YouTube. There's a lot of sites out there. There's a lot of people who have videos up on restoring boats and doing fiberglass. Some of them are good. Some of them, I don't know that they know as much about fiberglassing as they might think they do. But I did find one site that I absolutely love. It is boatworkstoday.com. The fella, Andy Miller, is out in Wisconsin. He has his own boat restoration business. He's got a huge building out there that he does all the work in, and he's great at what he does. He's also a great teacher. He really is good at showing you all the various steps and talking it through the material choices and all that sort of thing. So I highly recommend his site for those who want to get started in something like this. He knows what he's talking about, that's for sure. One of the things that he talks about is using good product and not using the cheap stuff that's out there on the market, maybe some automotive grade. And I'm going to take that advice. He has hooked up with Jamestown Distributors and their line of total boat products. I've got my starter kit here, and I've been watching all the videos that I can and learning how to do all the various steps. I'm getting my list together for buying the fiberglass, the different types of cloth and resin and so forth, and I'm going to do a video on just the basics of fiberglassing coming up very soon. So the amount of fiberglassing is kind of daunting when you think about it. I showed you the floor. It certainly is going to need to be replaced with marine grade plywood and fiberglassed on top. I'm also building the front pedestals and rear seats out of plywood and fiberglass. The stringers, of course, and maybe even the transom. I haven't quite decided if this is necessary yet. I believe it is. I've done a tap test where you hear the dull hollow sound on the areas where the wood is no longer any good. And certainly with the screw holes going into plywood over 40 years, they're bound to have leaked, and the wood is bound to be soft. So I'm prepared for doing all of that, and I've been learning as much as I can about how to do it as I've spent the time watching all these videos. The other thing I need to do is learn how to sew. You saw the cushions in the cuddy cabin, the disgusting carpet on the ceiling, the gaudy orange in the cuddy, as well as the dated looking carpet in the cabin. So all the cushions for the seats, they're going to have to be made, and I can't afford to have an upholstery shop. But I do have something that not many people have, and that is a mother-in-law who used to have her own upholstery and drapery business. She is a fantastic lady. I can't wait to spend the time with her, and I'm just so thrilled that she's willing to spend the time teaching me how to sew. That'll be another set of videos all by itself. That should be real entertaining, watching a guy like me learning how to run a sewing machine. But I'm excited. And when I was doing my research on the different types of marine fabrics, of course there's a gamut of prices and quality out there, but I came upon marinevinylfabrics.com and started talking to them, found them to be very helpful and knowledgeable, and I decided to use their products. They have helped me out, being totally transparent, so I'm happy to endorse them and happy to use their products. They are US made and just wonderful quality, so I'm excited about all that stuff as well. The carpet and the headliner and so forth, I haven't exactly decided where that's going to come from yet, but that's down the line anyway. So that is pretty much it for today. I hope this isn't too painful. I'm a new YouTuber. I'm learning as I go. So if the lighting isn't quite right or the sound isn't quite as good as it should be, I'm hoping to address those things as I go along and learn. I got to learn how to edit and post videos on YouTube. So I'm in learning mode, but I'm excited because this is going to be a special boat. It's going to be something that hopefully outlives me. Maybe one of my daughters will like to have it, but at any rate, it's going to be a time-consuming and fun project, and hopefully on the other side there's going to be a lot of family time, good times on the boat. So I'm looking forward to that. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. If you happen to like it, hit the like button. That helps me. And I will be back as soon as I can with the next video. What